New places, bright colors, different from what we've seen before, thrust into a world of new experiences, but why is it that we still feel empty on the inside? Isn't this why we're here in the first place? To experience all that is new and all that is different. Then why is it that we feel sad, joy, mirth, excitement, sitting softly at the bottom of our stomachs, only simmering quietly, though we yearn for it to rage as it once did? Our eyes see, our skin, it touches, our ears hear and our tongues taste, but why not does our heart feel? Truly feel, I mean. Feel without hesitation, feel without conflict or judgment. We see a sea of smiling faces about us, but the corners of our lips feel weighed down, almost as if secured to the ground below by iron chains. Bright eyes, like that of luminous fireflies, float about us, yet ours feel to droop. Yet we remain. Why? For what do we search? For whom do we search? We wouldn't be here in the first place if we didn't believe that there was something worthwhile to be found now. Would we? A human soul doesn't wander for no reason, does it? What is it that we crave? Why is it that we crave it? To have an unquenchable thirst for something that we cannot even name, is a frustrating thing. But it exists nonetheless, and we cannot ignore it. If we do, we will only lie to ourselves, push down something we so deeply desire. We will find copes through material means, meandering through the realm of substance, and slowly we will fade away. There is an undeniable beauty in the world, and there is also a beauty in solace. Yet to feel alone can feel drowning. Even though we are surrounded by people, places, and things, they cannot replace the human desire to be seen, to be heard, and to be loved. We would scour the earth, wouldn't we? Searching under the tiniest stones or marching towards the highest peaks if we could, to secure a love that had the potential to truly fulfill us. A love that would gush through us like a torrent of molten steel, filling every inch of our being until it turned solid and we felt whole once again, completely, utterly. When did we give up on such an idea? When did we succumb to the notion that such a thing could only be found within our dreams, that such an enveloping love, a love that drowns your soul in a bed of roses, was only a dream of a distant past, a dream held only by the young heart that knew not about the real world? Love cannot, it should not be only for the eyes of the young. Our faith, our devotion, our freedom and childlike innocence should not dissipate with age. Aging eyes should not sink, but instead bolden and become more alive with experience. While the body may grow weary, the heart should be filled with emotion, overflowing at that. Yet, in so many cases, it is not. What is it that you fear? Do you fear the pain of losing someone that you love? Do you fear the cost of struggling to achieve the emotional payoff that you so continue to dream of? Do you fear it so much, in fact, that you would let it remain a dream? You keep it alive in your mind only, unknown to the rest of the world. Do you cry at its thought, yearn at its potential, but bury it deep within you, because you see it in the far horizon? And how could you possibly travel so far? Do you fear that your faith will not be rewarded? That your efforts, that your passion, your spirit and your love, unconditional and pure, will fall upon cold shoulders or fall flat against deaf ears? And so you crush it all into a small ball the size of a grape and tuck it underneath all those layers of logic, of those definitions and beliefs that you've had repeated to you, and without realizing their effect upon your soul, you've begun to repeat them to yourself. To do so much in order to protect yourself, yet, by doing so, to suppress the most beautiful part of you, the part of you that deserves to see the light of day, regardless of whatever you or whatever anyone else may say. The part of you that radiates pure joy, pure, unfiltered, unchained passion, the part of you that desires connection, that wants to smile, to laugh, to embrace and to never let go. Love is beautiful. Connection is beautiful, and it deserves to be engaged with. But one cannot engage if they are fearful of fear itself. To truly step into the light means to be comfortable of traversing the shadows. We should not be striving for perfection or glory. We should not be striving for constant absolute pleasure, nor a life of misery. And neither should we strive for a mechanistic, robotic view of the world, where life itself is reduced into an emotionless, colorless organization of systems that move individually and together as a collective. Instead, let us strive for peace, a peace within ourselves, within our minds, a peace derived by acceptance, an acceptance of our situation, that with good, there must also live bad. That light and shadow are linked in an infinite dance, and we, as the observer, are merely subject to its whims. Imagine that pain and pleasure permeate the universe as an irregularly shaped cloud. They flow overhead, passing over us as they see fit. It is not up to us to cling onto the pleasure, nor run from the pain, but to instead embrace it in all its glory. Feel it, breathe it in, and then breathe it out. Allow it to consume you, and then allow it to pass. All things will eventually pass, including some things we so dearly desire to hold on to. But that isn't up for us to decide. What should we do then, when overcome by pain? What is our course of action? It is simple. It is to be, to accept and to embrace, and to learn. We learn the most about ourselves when within the shadows. It is where we find our souls grow the fiercest, if you allow them to. There is an immeasurable beauty in overcoming darkness, to have kept on trudging forward when the weight on your shoulders held you down like 1,000 heavy hands, and then to have finally emerged once again into the light. While in shadow, it is rarely possible to see the beauty in your situation, yet you learn, you grow, and once emerged you can look back and admire how far you've truly come. With pleasure, embrace it. Embrace it with your entire being. Don't let even a second of it go to waste. But remember that it isn't yours for the keeping. So chase it not. Let it go, and let it be. All good things, as well as bad, must one day end. But that is what makes them truly beautiful. Their impermanence, their fleeting nature. We only yearn for something when it has been lost, and so too do we only remember something when it has left us. You cannot control life. It is a beast, a force of nature, but you can control your actions and your minds. You can choose a life of peace and of acceptance. You can choose a life of good, regardless of whatever clouds loom overhead. So accept, let it go, and let it be. Love, cry, embrace it all, for we don't have a very long time left to live. We are emotion, and that is a beautiful thing.